I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible, but this is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary Fantasy Football Talk for Tuesday, October 26th. This is the Waiver Wire Wednesday, Waiver Wire Tuesday edition for Week 8. Now that Week 7, the BAMN is behind us, we can, move on and enjoy the rest of our fantasy football season. For those of you who had success last week, I did not. Good for you, proud of you. I had a lot of, not just the bye weeks, the bye week problems, but just the injuries that cropped up that ended up hurting me. And just didn't have a best week, but we're on to Cincinnati, as Bill Belichick once famously said. And I like to repeatedly say about things that, weren't good and ready to move on. We're on to Cincinnati. That's how we do this. But, I was going to do 13 waiver wire editions just because it's Halloween week. I thought 13 sounded pretty good, but I ended up adding a couple of more. I'm not real excited about the waiver wire ads for this week, but there are some good ones. Where we lack in quality, we make up for in quantity this week. I've got 15, 5, 5, 5, 3 5s there. See what I did there? For you to add for week 8. I don't know what I'm thinking. The two teams, the Ravens and the Raiders, are both on bye this week. So if you have a lot of shares in Ravens, you probably don't have a lot of shares in Raiders, but Ravens, if you're like me, you got a lot of shares in the Ravens. So it's going to be another moderately bad bye week for you. But we'll get through it. We'll survive. It's just a silly little game that we enjoy playing. A game of random chance and dumb luck sometimes. So my 15-week 8 waiver wire ads as quickly as possible here, because again, I don't know how much video time I'm going to be able to get. Quarterbacks: Carson Wentz. I'm still got Carson Wentz there at the top of my list for the streaming quarterbacks. He's still under 50%. He's getting up there. He's in the 40s now, but still under. And Kirk Cousins. I think a lot of people dropped Kirk Cousins because of the bye last week. Understandable. But Kirk Cousins should be back. Maybe not in your lineups, but on your roster as your QB2. He's coming off a bye. He's facing, the Dallas defense is decent, but the Vikings should be able to move the ball against them pretty well. If it's anything like last year's game, it's going to be a good game between those two. Running backs, only 3 running backs for you this week. I got Alex Collins. He's right at the 50% threshold. I'm going to keep him on, so I'm going to put him on this list. I know he didn't have the best week, but Chris Carson is going to probably remain out. The Seahawks have become a very run-heavy offense in the post-Russell Wilson era. So Alex Collins still going to be a running back too, most likely for this week, so he should be rostered. And both of the Eagles' backs, Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott, Miles Sanders is most definitely going to be out this week, so those two are going to be splitting the work. Gainwell's got the more upside, but Boston Scott's probably going to get more work. So if you can get either one, great. If you can get both, you're probably set in the flex or running back 2 flex for the week. Tight ends, only 2 tight ends for you. It's a very wide receiver heavy waiver wire list. Tight ends, Jared Cook. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do like Jared Cook as a waiver wire addition this week. He is facing the... Is it the Chiefs? Are they playing the Chiefs? I forgot. I think it's the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, as we know, defense is very very bad this year. So Jared Cook should have a good game, especially coming out of a bye, especially in that offense that the Chargers have. And CJ Uzomah, yes, it's looking like the Bengals are going to shock the world, surprise us all. They're going to be good. The offense looks great. CJ Uzomah has had 2 really good weeks here this season. Sure, he's not consistent, but I think he's earned the right to be owned in a little bit more leagues if you're looking for a tight end. Now, for the wide receivers, I have 8 wide receivers. I try to rank them, but there's just a lot here. We're just going to start at the top of my list. T.Y. Hilton should be good to go for the week. I think T.Y. Hilton, we've seen him in the past, him be productive, and we saw him be productive in his first game back. He should probably be owned, especially with Paris Campbell out for the season, likely the season again. The guy just can't stay healthy. Kadarius Toney possibly could be back for the Giants. Christian Kirk and AJ Green, you probably want to get as many shares in that Cardinals offense as you can get. It's a little unpredictable which wide receiver of those two is going to have the good week from week to week, but again, just like with Gainwell and Boston Scott, if you can get them both on your team, you have a 50-50 shot there. Also for the Packers, because Alan Lazard, Devontae Adams, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, their top 3 wide receivers, are all out for this Thursday game against the Cardinals. Not only is the Cardinals defense going to be a great start, we'll talk about that tomorrow, but Randall Cobb and Equanimeous St. Brown are the next 2 guys up on the list. Wide receiver 4 and wide receiver 5 for the Packers. They're going to be now wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 for the Packers. So they are worth owning, worth starting. They could be flex plays this week. Michael Gallup is designated to return for the Cowboys. He may or may not play this week, but his ownership is under 50%. I think we've seen Gallup. I'm not the biggest Gallup fan myself, honestly, but I think he's been productive enough that he probably could. We should pick him up for wide receiver depth and a possible flex play if he plays. Why is my eye so red? And lastly, KJ Osborne. He is 3rd in the pecking order in that passing game, and there's not a lot of volume for him in a run-heavy offense, conservative Mike Zimmer offense. But he's been very productive, mostly with the limited work that he's getting. I think the bye week maybe provided Mike Zimmer, Clint Kubiak, an opportunity to say, hey, we need to get this guy more opportunities, because he reminds me a lot of Deebo Samuel of the 49ers. They need to manufacture some touches, get him in space where he's able to, outrun guys. I think if they can establish KJ Osborne as a reliable 3rd option, the passing game is going to be virtually unstoppable, and it'll really help our team overall. So I like KJ Osborne. It may be a little bit of a homer pick for the waivers this week, but I think that there's still some logic behind picking up KJ Osborne, especially if you're hurting at wide receiver, which, I mean, really you can't ever have too many wide receivers, but a lot of people got picked up last week to get through that BAMN that maybe aren't worth keeping, so you could be scrambling to get guys back that you dropped to get these guys, and if you miss out, KJ Osborne should be sitting there for you to snatch up, and hope that he can start to establish himself more consistently in that passing game. So good luck to you on your waivers. I need to finish putting in waivers myself. I did the majority of my important leagues earlier today, but I need to get the rest of them done here before midnight, before I go to bed. And I think I'm going to go see a movie. I think either Halloween Kills, even though I'm not real into it. It is Halloween week, so I probably should see it. Or Dune. I hear Dune is good, and I could not get into the Dune books. It jumped around a lot. I was having trouble following it, but I think on a movie I'll be able to follow it a lot better on the screen. And I heard it's good. So they put a lot of money, a lot of time into this movie, a lot of big names. So yeah, maybe I'll go see that. Wow, that was kind of cool how that when I blew that paper up, it did that. So I'm gonna end this now. Again, good luck, best wishes to you. Thanks for watching, thanks for following, thanks for subscribing. Peace, love, and nacho fries.